Damn those
and
gray
you
men still
already
bleeding.
have all of his
They want 'em
money.
back for storm cloaks. They'll get what's coming to them.
And there you go. And here, watch this. I'm a level 100 as far as it goes with my smithing, so that's why my equipment goes up so high, like to flawless and epic and legendary. Let's see if
Let's kill someone.
he'll wear the wolf armor.
Listener. Oh, that tickles.
So let's go ahead and give him. He will wear it. What do you know? Look at there.
Humble Cicero
And now
lives to
he's
serve.
much better armed and equipped. Some characters won't wear the heavy armor whilst others will, so you never know.
Have you met my father? Take a look.
Now we'll go over here and we'll sell off. Now see, it's kind of messed up because all her gold that you just sold her is all gone. I don't understand what happened with that. But there it is. I sold almost 6 grand worth of stuff to her and it's all gone. Weird. I don't understand. But there it was. You guys all saw it. And I have plenty of money, so I'm going to go ahead and buy the malachite and the moonstone. Because my personal choice is the glass armor, elven armor, and whatnot. I don't wear heavy armor like the Daedric armor and the ebony armor. But I do like their weapons. So.
Stay sharp.
Alright, guys. Now I'm going to quickly fast travel to my home at Lakeview Manor. And the way to get Lakeview Manor is to go to Falkreath and help them. You help the citizens of Falkreath, and after you've helped the citizens of Falkreath, you go to the Jarl, and he'll say, you know, I have some land for sale. Would you like it? You buy the land, and there it is. It's the Lakeview armor, or the Lakeview Manor. Sorry, my bad. And then once you own this property, you come up here and you can build on it the house that you desire. Now, one thing I can tell you guys is, unless you're really into cooking food, don't build the kitchen. I made the mistake of building the kitchen thinking I needed a kitchen because I wanted to have the children in the game. And I lost the whole aspect of having an alchemy lab and everything going on. And yeah, I do have Shadowmere. Shadowmere is the horse you get by doing the Dark Brotherhood missions. And that's how you end up getting Cicero as a companion, is by completing the Dark Brotherhood missions. And there you can clearly see the Dark Brotherhood symbol on Shadowmere's saddle. Extremely awesome horse. That horse can take a pounding and a beating, and he's fabulous when it comes to fighting dragons, because the dragons, for whatever reason, seem to always want to attack Shadowmere. And he never dies. I have lost him in different games. When I've played this, I've lost Shadowmere. So by not getting on him and then forgetting where I was with him.
I got you a present, Papa. I hope you like it.
Well, thank you, Lucia.
Papa,
Let's
what
see,
is
do
it?
I
What
have
is it?
anything in my inventory for you? I do not.
oh,
I'm
stop
sorry.
teasing me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Lucia. My bad. But see here, I built my house, and this is the kitchen. Complete waste of space. It's absolutely, totally useless to you unless you are seriously into learning how to cook and making all kinds of food products. But I mean, who wants to do that in a video game? Who wants to learn how to cook? It is such a useless tool in this game. So, kind of a disappointing thing. I went ahead and built it, and for me to do it, I think I'd have to tear my whole house down to rebuild, and I'm just not into doing that. And as you can see, I never get rid of my dragon bones and dragon scales. I keep them. Always, 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 always. Because once you learn how to create dragon armor, you can make dragon weapons. And the dragon weapons, my personal opinion, are the best weapons in the game. Other people would disagree, and maybe they would go with the Daedra. And I'm not going to say that the Daedra weapons are not phenomenal. They are amazing weapons to have. It's just I've never really been into making too much of the Daedra weapons, simply due to the whole aspect of not having Daedra hearts. Again, like I said, they are not easy to come by. They are a very hard item to come up with. And as you can see, I've saved a lot of bear pelts and cave bear pelts and whatnot. Always get firewood. Firewood is a necessity at making arrows. So you have yourself an axe, leave it by a pile of wood, and you can go up, grab the axe, chop some firewood, and then make yourself some arrows. So those are always a very good item to keep in your inventory. Well, maybe not in your inventory because they're very heavy, but at least keep them in a barrel or a chest, somewhere where you can access them whenever you need them. Now I'm going to drop all my iron ingots, my ore, my leather strips, anything I have in my inventory that is for crafting weapons and such. And these damn things, I'm telling you, this is one of the hardest missions in the game, and very long. I think it sucks that these things actually weigh a half pound because there's 24 of them. So by the time you have all of them, you have 12 pounds that you're carrying around before you can get the crown of Baron Zia. So, and you can't get rid of them until you have all of them. So your best option with these is probably to just not pick them up when you see them and wait. And once you there's YouTube videos that will show you how to gather all of them up and do it that way, but you're gonna want to be a member of the Thieves Guild to collect them. So it's up to you guys what you want to do with all that. But me, I don't know if I'll ever really get into it again. To me, it's, like I said, one of the hardest ones I've ever had to do. And I don't believe I have any blacksmith potions. I do not. I got elixirs for enchanting.
Let's kill
You
someone.
know what? I'm gonna take his equipment and I'm gonna enchant every bit of it.
And that tickles. Humble Cicero lives to serve.
And I strongly suggest, guys, that blacksmithing and enchanting are two of the most vital and important skills in this game to learn, because of the whole fact that by learning them, you're able to build some of the best weapons and armor that are available in the game. Because I've yet to find weapons or armor that the game gives you that can equal the level of weapons and armor I can create on my own by having the blacksmithing and the enchanting skills in my game. I don't know if you noticed, but the torch is lit. This is a little trick you can use for lighting dark areas, is you just drop them. You drop the torches when you don't need them, and then you leave the room and you come back, and you know what? They'll be lit up. See? I've dropped these torches. I didn't drop them here because of wanting to light the area up. I just dropped them because I didn't want to carry them. But there you have it. They're lit up and they provide light. Alright, so no. Let's see, was it you? You? Nope. There we are. Try not to use your black soul gems. The reason behind not using the black soul gems is forgive me guys, sorry. But the reason for not using the black soul gems is that you can get the disease of vampirism, and if you do not want to be a vampire in the game, because it's really kind of cool to be a vampire, but if you do decide to be a vampire, become a vampire by using Serana or Harkin, because they will make you a vampire lord, which is a much more powerful vampire than by contracting the vampire disease through being bit. I think they call it the sanguinitis disease, but I have never enjoyed being the vampire. It creates a much more difficult level of the game because most towns recognize you immediately as a vampire, and they won't sell to you. They will attack you upon coming into the town. Yeah, and then you have to do most of your game at night. And then you have the whole aspect of feeding, so you got to be a very stealthy creature, and you got to learn your thieving abilities to be able to sneak up and feed on people while they sleep in the night. It's a much more difficult game. I'm not saying don't try it. It is a very cool level of gaming because of the added difficulties to it. But for me, I've just never enjoyed it. So I always carry the black soul gems so that I can cure my vampirism if I ever get the sanguinitis disease. So I'll grab these grand soul gems. And, oh, sorry. Wrong one. I'm going to go up to my skills. And I want to go to my enchanting. See, I'm a level 84 enchanter. And I believe... No, is it... Yeah, you gotta be 100. But once you reach level 100 enchanting, that extra effect is So crucial to having, because now when you own the extra effect, you can put 2 enchantments on the same item. So you could literally have a sword that does fire and ice damage, or ice and electricity damage. It's just an amazing ability, and oh my goodness, once you have the extra effect going, the weapons that you can create with your blacksmithing ability at over 100, you can create such phenomenal weapons and such phenomenal armor. Again, I cannot say how crucial those 2 abilities are to have. In getting the enchanting ability, it's not as hard as you think. Once you start gathering up petty souls or lesser souls, these gems, just grab anything. When you find rings and necklaces and whatever they are, the moment you find the magic ones, even if it's one you need, disenchant it so you can learn the enchanting ability. And every time you disenchant something, you learn its ability, and it builds up your enchanting levels. Every time you soul charge a weapon, that builds up your enchanting levels. And every time you create a weapon or armor or a necklace or ring with an enchantment, that builds your enchanting levels. So utilize all those petty and lesser soul gems for creating stupid enchantments on items and weapons. Now, the soul trap is probably the best weapon enchantment to have as far as gathering more soul gems with filled, or gathering more filled soul gems, and for creating and selling, well, for creating a weapon that gives you the ability to sell at a higher value. The soul trap is one of the most expensive weapons you can get. So by creating a bunch of, you go to your blacksmithing, you have a whole bunch of leather and iron ore or iron, you create a whole bunch of daggers, then you take all your petty and lesser soul gems and you turn them into soul trap daggers, which is now building up your blacksmithing ability and building up your enchantment abilities, and then you take them and sell them and you make the most money out of them. So that's one of the easiest ways I have found to build those levels up and to build your economy up, to make the most money. And another cool thing is when you sell things, you build up this ability right here, your speech, which I don't put things in it. I never really have, because I don't like to put my perks in it, but a lot of people will, and it's not a bad thing, because as you can see, your selling prices get better the more you put into haggling. Then you can put them into alluring, and that even makes it better. Like if you're a male and you're selling to Adrian a lot, which I do that a lot, now she's going to give me a 10% better deal just because I'm the opposite sex of her, because I always use a male creature every time. And then here you can sell any item with merchant. So now I can sell magic weapons or magic armor to a mage, or vice versa. I can sell books of magic to people like Adrian and Newfbirth. And then you can get to the investor. By investing with people, they add 500 gold to their inventory every single time, and that helps build up more money. So you can create a lot of money quickly by building in this level. But for me, it's never been a big deal, because money is such an easy thing to come by in the game. I've never really gave a shit whether, sorry about the language, guys, for you young people out there. I'll try to control myself, but I am an ex-sailor, so sometimes I lose that and I swear and I cuss, so my bad. But I'd like to not create a lot of levels into speech simply because, I'm sorry, I don't like to add a lot of perks into speech because to me, my perks I like to keep into things I'm going to utilize and need much more often. Like sneak. I love carrying sneak. By having sneak, I'm so much stealthier. I love being a stealthy character and getting into combat without even being seen. So I love using my archery. So I get backstab and I get deadly aim. I utilize these all the time. See, sneak attacks with bows now do 3 times damage, and all I gotta have is a 40 level sneak ability to get that. So it's quick to get to it. And I like using light armor. I'm not a heavy armor person. Heavy armor slows me down, but what is good about having heavy armor is you can do the same thing with heavy armor that I did with light armor. See, you can go and increase your armor rating, and then you get well fitted, and you get a bonus. Then you can do Tower of Strength, and now matching set, and reflect blows. You know, I mean, it's just really, it's not a bad thing. And once you get conditioning, that weight of heavy armor becomes nothing. So it's up to you guys. Heavy armor is a really cool one to have because it maximizes your armor strength, which makes it even harder for people to hit you and do damage. But it does take a while to get to that one. And getting conditioning is by far the key to having the best heavy armor ability in the game. So you want to get your Juggernaut, then your Fist of Steel, then cushioning, and then your conditioning. And once you reach that level, your heavy armor is now weightless. And that is an incredible ability. I've never done it, but it truly is an amazing thing to have. I've always been the light armor guy. And of course you can see my smithing maxed out all the way around, so I can do anything I want. I can create Dwarven, I can create my Orcish, my Ebony, my Daedric, my Dragon, Glass, Advanced Armor, Elven, and then I can do my even Arcane. So now I can improve magical items, magical armor, magical weapons, and by advancing those, again, that works on making more money. Because if each time you get one of these items, you upgrade it, and it makes it even that much better for you. And now once you do this, if you look above, you can see push the triangle button and you can make it legendary. What will happen is it'll give you all the perks that you've took. Let me rephrase that. You push the legendary button, the triangle, and you turn smithing into legendary, and it gives you all your perks that you've added into it, and it starts you fresh again, and you have to rebuild it up to 100, but your equipment is even better. So it's not a bad idea to do it. But I'm not going to mess with that simply because at this point in time I need to I want to create some weapons and stuff for Cicero. So I don't want to put my ability at legendary and have to reboot it all and restart it, so that I can create some good weapons for him. But now I'll go ahead and add a perk to my enchanter. And having Soul Squeezer, it's not a bad idea, you know, because of the whole fact that your soul gems will recharge that extra little bit for each one. So your petty and your lesser soul gems that you run into a lot and that you're able to get easily can really boost your weapons and equipment up. Well, not your equipment, because you don't need to boost equipment, but it'll boost your enchantments up with your weapons. Sorry, mind blank. Now, I've never really messed with a lot of my magic. For you guys that are really into your magic, these are obviously huge to have, but my advice on that would be pick the magics that you use the most. Probably destruction, probably restoration. Those two are probably your biggest ones to use. Conjuration is not a bad one, because conjuration allows you to summon creatures and monsters and things to help you in your combat, which is always good, because if you are a magician, having someone else to get attacked instead of having them always attack you is always a good thing. And having that extra firepower coming in and attacking your enemies, not a bad idea. But I personally have never became a magician or a sorcerer, whatever you want to call them. I've never really done a lot of the magic abilities. I utilize a lot of restoration when I can, my healing of powers. So as you can see, I've added into the novice restoration so that I can at least heal myself better. And that's about the maximum on that. And my destruction, I added that in just so that when I do utilize what little magic, it does help a little. But again, I've never been a real big magic user. So if you're not going to do it, don't even add the perks in it. You save your perks for things that you're really going to use. For me, putting that in there was really more of a waste of my time. Learning my magic abilities is just kind of a waste of time for me. I never utilize the magic really, ever. I do go to the winter hold and become a mage. I do all the challenges for the mage, and because of that, that's why I have a couple of points in those. I'm one of those guys that wants to do all of my abilities and all of the missions in the game. I like to 100% beat the game. So I hope all this advice has helped you guys. I hope all this stuff that I've shown you has helped you, and if it has, you know, smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. So this is Lord Randy 1969, and I'm outie for the moment, but please enjoy my videos. I do a lot of other games. Fortnite, I've played a lot of that one and do videos in that one, mostly because of my son. He is a lifeline in my world, and I love helping him out, and he's the guy that got me into making these videos in the first place, to help people who, you know, are having difficulties finding items and beating things in the game. And I'll always be there, you know, put comments in with anything that you may need help with, and I'll do whatever I can to help you guys. I love doing that. I love being a helper to people and showing you guys little tricks of the trade that I've learned throughout my time playing these video games. I've been a gamer for many years. Started out with Pong, believe it or not. Yes, I'm that old, guys. Sorry to burst your bubble on that one, but I'm an old guy. But I still love video gaming, and I love what I do, and I love helping people out in the adventures of the video game world. So by all means, guys, smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next side.